Hey guys, welcome to Countdown Reviews. Today we've got the review of the Westone UM PRO 10s. Really interesting IEM, around the same price as the Shure SE315 at about $150. So let's have a look at how it compares. So this isn't an unboxing video, but we'll take a quick look at the box anyway, just to see what it has to say about itself. On the right side you can see it comes with this monitor vault, which is a very good addition to the accessories that come with this. It's a hard plastic case with a foam inside, so that'll keep your IEMs nice and safe. On the back you can see this has Westone TrueFit technology, which is the fit of it around your ear. You've got the Epic replacement cable, so the cable is removable and compatible with a great deal of different IEMs. Balanced armature, so this isn't using a dynamic driver, this is using the balanced armature drivers, and patented star true fit tips. That's the tips that come with the accessory, so we'll have a look at them in a second as well. So here's the IEM itself. As you can see, it's this bluey translucency kind of plastic. The cable here rotates 360 degrees around the IEM, so it will fit no matter what. And you can see you've got this rubbery bit here which molds to the shape of your ear, so it wraps around it nicely without causing any irritation or pushing your hair up or anything weird. Beyond that, you've got this kind of twisted, braided wire, which helps it not to tangle when it's in storage. And as I said, this is removable, you just pull it like that. And one thing that strikes me is just how small this IEM is. You can see it's absolutely tiny. It's a negative profile fit, so it will fit in your ear and won't go any further out of your ear like most in-ear headphones do. Now the benefits of this are that you can sleep with these in, you can do any activities with these in, you can wear hats with these in, so they're very versatile. Because if I well, actually I'll put them in my ear in a second, but I just have to say this is an absolutely tiny IEM, which is obviously going to be a very good thing, unless you're unlucky enough for the leaves to break off, and then it'll be a bugger to find these. So here you can see just how well it fits in my ear. If I lift my hair up, you can see how the wire goes around the back of my ear. They call this an over and up wire. So I'm really impressed with how it fits, more so than the SE315, because that has a bigger body to the actual IEM, so I find it protrudes a little bit further out of my ear, so it might snag on like a beanie if you're wearing a hat or something, or if you're sleeping with them in. Whereas this, there's absolutely no chance of this because it's absolutely tiny. If I try and get a better angle, you can see it doesn't actually come out of my ear whatsoever. So you can do whatever the hell you want with these in, which is absolutely brilliant for musicians, which is what these are primarily made for. So overall, I'm really impressed with how these IEMs fit. The small profile, the lightness of the wire, and the fact that the wire isn't too rigid, it's very flexible, means that they're very comfortable and light to wear in your ear. You'll barely notice these, and your ears will never fatigue from wearing them. So now onto the bit that everyone's most interested in, the sound quality of these IEMs. Overall, I'm pretty impressed. They're very clear and detailed, which is pretty impressive. I'd say the clarity is among the best you can get at this price point for an IEM. With that said, the bass, I say, is a little bit lacking. Not the quality, but the quantity. The quality of the bass is very good. It's articulate and fast and responsive. It sounds brilliant. But I feel like you need to EQ it up a little bit to get a little bit more bass and make the overall sound of the headphone a little warmer. Mids are very good as well. Highs is where I feel like these IEMs are a little bit let down. You do get a little bit of sibilance at the higher end of the volume, so as you turn these up, you'll hear a little bit more of the S's and the CH kind of sounding words, and it might be a little bit too high pitched and it might hurt a little bit. Turn it down and the problem is gone, but it's something that I'm a little bit miffed by. Certainly it's not a big deal if you just equalize these. They sound absolutely fantastic even at high volumes. What I did is I had a kind of equalizer on my phone, which brought the bass up, the mids stayed about the same, and the highs were between where the mids and the bass was. So it kind of brought down the bass without affecting, brought down the treble, sorry, without affecting the overall sound of the headphone, making it just a slightly a little bit warmer, which did a world of good for me. So overall, I'm really impressed with the sound quality. The only thing that I can complain about is that sibilance at the higher volume and a little bit on the bright side. But honestly, that's down to you, not me. You might prefer brighter earphones. I personally prefer them to be relatively bright, but not as bright as these. But I'm still mightily impressed by the clarity and detail that you get from these. Now, as I've already mentioned, these headphones are made for professional musicians, and therefore the brightness may actually be a good thing because live music is obviously less refined than studio recorded stuff, and therefore it might be more bass heavy. Um, so if you're a bass heavy group, you might find that the brightness of these earphones actually is an advantage because it will help you cut through the muddiness or thick sound of the band and then allow you to hear your own instruments better. So in that case, the brightness could be a great advantage for live musicians. The last thing that I wanted to mention about these earphones that stood out for me was the sheer amount of tips that you get with them. You get a huge variety of sizes and materials. It's really quite impressive. So you've got the oranges. This is quite a big one, quite fat. So if you have big ear canals, you know it's going to be for you. Foam as well, so you squidge it down and it will expand in your ear. And you also get silicone ones as well, so let's find the silicone orange. So this would be the same kind of size, but silicone, if you prefer that. Because a lot of people don't actually like the foam ones. I personally love it as it gives you a tremendously strong grip in the ear, so it's not going to fall out if you're on stage or something. Um, but people do prefer silicones sometimes, so it's all down to personal preference. But you get 10 pairs in this bag, as well as a cleaning tip here. So the range of accessories you get with the Westone UM Pro 10s is really good and definitely stands out compared to the accessories that I got with the Shure SE315s. Overall, guys, I'm really impressed with the UM Pro 10s. Their bright sound signature ensures that if you're using these in a live band, you're going to be able to hear your own instruments absolutely clearly as they will cut through the rest of the band brilliantly. If you're just wanting these for their great fit, they're brilliant for that. You can do any kind of sport, you can go running, or their negative profile helps you sleep with them in. They're not going to snag on anything, which is absolutely brilliant. Or if you just want realistic reproduction of music with a flat uh, sound signature with a little bit of brightness to it, these are brilliant as well. The accessories can only add to the brilliance of the UM Pro 10s as they come with so many tips. So overall, absolutely thoroughly impressed. For $150, I don't think you can get more clarity, so I thoroughly recommend them. Thanks for watching.